Good evening. Welcome to KQ.
Hello, everybody. How y'all doing tonight?
Yeah,
We're coming to y'all again from the sweet cold streets of Montgomery, Alabama. You know what I'm saying? This is where ballers ball and players play, and we chill and max out all day. As long as you ain't around nobody that's crazy with a gun.
That's right. And the gump, baby. That's how we do it. I'm Ken.
I'm Kevlon.
And this is KQ.
Just to let y'all know, in general, we come at y'all for several reasons. The main reason is we just want peace and economic growth and basically good health and wealth for as many people as possible. That's the whole thing. And that's why we picked and chose to follow Democrats, because there's a clear distinction, between Democrats and Republicans in terms of what their policies do for the middle and lower classes. It's not close. I mean, y'all have seen other videos. I'm sure you can understand where I'm coming from. But tonight, we wanted to focus on another malfeasance, which is, the big hype about, all of the stuff that they're finally gathering against Hunter after all of these years.
Oh,
the president's son, Hunter Biden.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that a little bit and just how weird this whole thing is, because really it's kind of lopsided, the application of accountability, Democratic versus Republican. I mean, it's really out of control. So this will be a clear illustration. If you can't understand after this, then I don't know what to say. I don't know how to help you.
Yeah. Yep. They talk about the Bidens, and of course they try to do some type of narrative to where it all leads back to the big guy and Dark Brandon and this criminal mind of the Bidens, and especially Joe. And Joe is like the mastermind behind the whole thing. Except at the exact same time, they're telling you that he can't put two sentences together. He is completely gone mentally. He's on his last leg. Even my daughter told me on Facebook that he only has 2 years to live. So, and she's a devout Christian, very devout.
It could happen.
Well, she might be a prophet.
It shouldn't happen, but it could.
She may be a prophet or a soothsayer.
Or a naysayer. But anyway, so we're going to start out talking about like the news of the day. Today, Hunter Biden got indicted, y'all.
Yeah. Once again, it's on, baby. Once again, it's on. They got him this time. They got him.
They finally indicted him.
Yes. After all this time, they got him. Hardcore. What did they get him for? We're talking about the big guy and Dark Brandon and everything else. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Hit present. We didn't do the thing.
Give me a second here. Screen.
Yeah. And that one. Mm-hmm. This one. This one. And this one.
Okay. Yeah, it's going to take a second, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all.
Yeah, here we go.
Try to have our stuff together a little bit. But as you can see, this is the thing. This is an article that's literally talking about, Hunter Biden's investigation in general. And the question is, how long have they been investigating Hunter Biden? Federal authorities with U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware, led by U.S. Attorney David Weiss, a Trump-era appointee, have been investigating Hunter Biden since 2018. Now, y'all think about this. Since 2018, how many things have they been investigating him for? And how many stories have come out? And how many instances have you heard people referring to malfeasance that has to do with the infamous Hunter Biden and Joe Biden? They've been doing this for years and years and years. I mean, for real. Like, this literally went on more than double the time of the Russia investigation. And that's after the fact that Trump's own son met with the Russians in Kislyak and Butina, and they say that investigation was a fraud. It only went on for 2 years when actually there was evidence. But in this case, they investigated Hunter Biden for everything about laptops to money laundering,
bribery,
influence peddling from the government, bribery. Those are the things that they keep. But after 5 years, they only had the only thing they could charge him with was,
here we go. They bust him up bad.
They got him. Federal gun charges.
Right. I think
after 5 years.
After 5 years.
Personal. Now, this is not he gave his daddy no guns. Yeah. That's not what this is.
Or they sold guns to the Iran Contras or something.
No, it ain't that.
No, yeah.
And traded it for crack,
Yeah, they said he bought a revolver.
Yeah. He
bought a revolver.
We'll get to the charges. We'll get to them. But this is what he got hit on. After 5 years of investigating, this is what they came up with. But they trying to tell us that it was some kind of problem with the president of the United States. Let me just remind y'all again, there's not one particular office that Hunter Biden ever held. And so I don't want to hear anything about, influencing government until Joe Biden does something. Well, when Joe Biden does something, then let's talk about what the problem was with Joe Biden's activities and what did he get from it. Well, turns out in this case, his son only didn't fill out a gun application. So we're going to go and show you guys what the actual indictment was about. This is the actual indictment right here.
Yeah.
And it says the top two automatically just have to do with false statements. He lied on his application. That's it. The second one was that he owned the gun in the first place while he was addicted to a controlled substance. That's all they hit him for. Now, think about it now. This was a United States attorney appointed by the President of the United States. This was and I explained this on another video, but I'll do it one more time. Usually when presidents come in, they fire all of the U.S. attorneys. The U.S. attorneys reign district-wide. They have certain districts assigned to them based on geographic location. And they fire all of them. But this one they left on because he was in the District of D.C. and he was investigating Hunter Biden, Joe Biden's son. And they left him on. Well, actually, I don't know if he was located in D.C. or not, but they left him on to investigate all of his investigations, which one included Hunter Biden, the president's son. The president did not fire him. They left him on. And after 5 years of investigation, all they had was that he filled out an application wrong.
Yeah.
By the gun.
He lied on his application.
He kept this gun for a total of 11 days, and his wife or girlfriend or whoever, I don't know, ended up throwing it in the garbage. But the point of the matter is, this guy was not in government. Yeah. He ain't do nothing with government. He ain't have nothing to do with nothing. Yeah. So think about it. Think about the alternate reality that a Obama-appointed attorney was going after Trump Jr. for years. And after 5 years, the only thing they got on Don Trump Jr. was he filled out a gun application wrong. Yeah. Think about it, because they keep talking about the government is weaponized against them and everything is unfair. But actually, it's lopsided in the other direction. And this is out here for everybody to see. So,
yeah. Not to mention, just right off the top, I personally know myself, practically all of the gun owners that I know also do drugs.
Or have done them.
Or have done them while they still own the gun. Yeah. And I imagine that a lot of those MAGAs out there that have their AR-15s and all hocked up on meth, they didn't fill their application out right, but nobody's
they stopped using cocaine back in 1999.
Yeah, cocaines and meth.
They own meth now, but they stopped cocaine back then.
Yeah, so
that's a proven fact.
Absolutely, yeah, proven fact. So they've done it. Nobody's looking for them. Not to mention Donald Trump. Kev, didn't he? The first legislation that he put through when he came into office
Yeah, that was to relieve the gun restrictions on mentally ill people.
Yeah, which is the direction that they always go when somebody shoots up a school or a theater or anything like that. The very first thing the Republicans come out with is we need to address the mentally ill. Well,
because they don't want to address the guns.
right. They don't want to address the guns. They always say they want to address the mentally ill. But Republicans were the ones that killed all of the mental institutions back in the day that,
And they when they first came in, they said, give mentally ill people guns. That's what but see, the fact of the matter is, mentally ill people commit less violence than people who aren't mentally ill on record.
Right.
And so most of them aren't violent. But the thing is, that's the whole point, is they scapegoat the mentally ill for the gun issue when the issue is the gun instead.
Exactly.
That's the whole point.
Right. That's the route we're going.
So back to the point. I've shown you already that Jared Kushner, well, not Jared Kushner. I showed you already the allegations against Hunter Biden. So let's go ahead and juxtapose that to what we know to be proven facts as far as the other person on the other side, a son, Jared Kushner, who got a White House job along with his wife to work in the White House as senior advisors. And they literally had no government experience. And Jared only knew about real estate, and Ivanka only knew about being her dad's daughter. And they got into the
I think she was in pocketbooks.
Pocketbooks too, and
house shoes. In pocketbooks.
And house shoes. And so she got into the government, and let's look at what they did after they got into the government. And you tell me if we need to still be talking about doggone Hunter Biden. All right. This article explains, and you can see the address up here. I can't hide it from you if I tried. But this article explains that a $2 billion investment to Jared Kushner from a fund led by the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia has raised questions about the ethics of post-White House business. Now, this is from an actual White House advisor, Jared Kushner, the son-in-law of the President of the United States, Benedict Donald, and he got $2 billion from a fund led by the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. Now, we played a previous clip when Big Chris Christie got on there and explained to everybody, to a bunch of Republicans at a Republican sort of town hall setting, that they are grifters. The Trumps are grifters. He was a fraud before he got in office. He had Trump University, Trump Foundation. They got defrauded. He paid $2 million while he was president of the United States to settle that suit. And so now you got a guy who was dealing with Saudi Arabia and got $2 billion as a White House official. See, Hunter Biden was never a White House official. Never. Okay? This guy was. Yeah. And then Hunter Biden was investigated for 5 years. This dude ain't been investigated yet. Nobody ain't talking about him. Nobody cares. Nobody even saying nothing. But they talking about Hunter Biden laptop, Hunter Biden laptop, the laptop. It's ridiculous. So this is getting kind of silly, you know.
Yeah. So what did the Saudi Crown Prince say about Jared?
He back said, in 2018.
That was March 21st, 2018. Saudi Crown Prince boasted that Jared Kushner was in his pocket. Now, I don't know how many of y'all have ever been to prison, but when they make that man, a grown man, put his hand in another man's pocket.
Hey, man, this is a child show. This is a children's show.
Oh, this for the children?
Yeah.
Either way, the Saudi Crown Prince had Jared Kushner in his pocket.
Now, I'm not going to go through this. We don't want to keep you on here all night. We could actually read this whole thing and go through it and make sense out of it. It's already it's from who it's from. You can make the best out of it, knock yourself out. But the thing is, this is literally what a quote was. That's why they got these here. The little things here on the end. This was a quote from the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia back in 2018. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So anyway,
right.
So literally, he's explaining to everybody out in the open that Jared Kushner, who was a White House official, and he was the one that they asked and begged Trump not to give him security clearance. They told all of the security agencies after they did their assessment, said no. Jared Kushner is not a person who we're willing to grant security clearance to. And Trump said, no, give it to him anyway. He's my son-in-law. To heck with you, and give it to him anyway, yada, yada. So they gave it to him and his daughter. And his daughter, y'all tell me what experience she has. Everybody always wants to talk about Hunter Biden worked at Burisma. He has no experience. And why would they hire him as that? Well, first of all, he went to an Ivy League school and he was a lawyer and he got hired to do lawyering things. And I guarantee you, as my guy Hal Sparks would say, you would have rather invested in Burisma. If you had to put all of your money in there, you would have rather invested for Burisma after Hunter Biden got there than investing in Burisma before Hunter Biden got there. It actually cleaned up after Hunter Biden got there. And part of it was because of the U.S. Foreign policy at the time towards Ukraine, which was get rid of the prosecutors that were there because they were not investigating Burisma enough. And so that's why Joe Biden asked for that guy to be fired. But that's a whole nother thing. But the bottom line is, how are they treating the sons of those two guys, Joe Biden versus Trump? How are they treating their sons? Yeah. One of them got $2 billion. Yeah. The other one worked at a job for Burisma and got paid millions, a few, like 10, 20 million, something like that, over years. But they want to exclude criticism when this guy gets $2 billion. That's lopsided, y'all.
Yeah, you forgot he lied on his gun application.
Oh, well. Also, here's another thing that I found out. Well, that everybody found out. This thing, and exclude the fox-looking thing at the bottom. Jared Kushner literally helped the Saudi prince whitewash the Khashoggi killing. Yeah. And so did Benedict Donald. They all stood there on TV and basically said he denied it strongly, the same way he did with Putin while he was in Helsinki and took the side of Putin instead of our intelligence agents. He denied it strongly. So I don't think that the Crown Prince killed everybody. So that was a huge deal to get him off for that incident. And Trump and Kushner stood side by side hard with him. You ask, why would Saudi give him $2 billion? It's because he did stuff like this. Oh, and I can't forget this. When Kushner got his $2 billion, there's a board, so to speak, that Saudi Arabia utilizes to validate any of their high dollar investments, and they basically vote and say yes or no to that as a group. That particular group, I don't know who they are. You can figure it out and find out, but that particular group at the time voted no. And the Crown Prince, MBS, decided he was going to give him the money anyway and overruled them. Kind of like how Jared got his security clearance. All of those agencies said, don't give it to him, and Trump overruled him. So there was a clear motivation to get those funds transferred and to get that clearance granted. It's all built into the same ball of wax. So another thing, how did MBS get into power in the first place? So this is a big deal right here, and this is gonna, whether or not this type of investigation is gonna ever happen is beyond me. It sounds like the land of Oz, but literally there was a reason that the Saudi Crown Prince became the guy in charge. He was up against a lot of competition, and basically he needed intelligence from the United States to let him know who his biggest competition was. And it turns out it was some people that were close to him, some family members and things like that.
Oligarchs in the area.
And all of that. So they, after he got the list of names, and I don't have valid proof on this, I don't have anything, but there is only one way that you can get this type of information is from high levels of government. He got basically a list of people that were challenging him for the throne. And it was likely that Jared Kushner facilitated the release of that list to him.
Yeah, because it was right after Jared went over there and met with him personally.
That was Donald Trump's first visit as president was to Saudi Arabia. That's where he did that orb dance. It looked like a big Jello melon, orange Jello melon.
Yeah, he had his hands on the orb with all of the oligarchs.
Yeah, he was praying over the orb.
Princes and stuff. Yeah, so Jared went in there, talked to MBS, somehow gave him the list. Well, somehow MBS found out about these people that we already been knew about. And our government.
He got the names from us, and he went and captured them.
And so MBS captured all those people. He
took them to a luxury hotel,
and where they were in prison in the luxury hotel,
and tortured them and killed one of them that was kidding him. Was like his uncle or something.
Yeah, dead.
Killed him. Yeah.
So that's where this headline comes from. Saudi Crown Prince bragged that Jared Kushner gave him CIA intelligence about other Saudis, saying, "Here are your enemies." Days before corruption crackdown, which led to torture and death, which MBS killed his own family member, tortured everybody else. By the time they came out of that 5-star hotel, everybody was on board. They were broke.
He was their MBS became their main guy.
Yeah, MBS was their
all of a sudden he was their main guy.
Utter fealty to MBS. Yeah, he did a Kim Jong Un on.
And this guy right here, the one they say right here, this dude right here, from the same people in this article, he got $2 billion from them. So you don't have to go looking. You don't got to go searching to figure out where the corruption is. Like anybody that looks at the corruption that they keep trying to assign to Joe Biden, the questions keep going. Well, what are they charging him with? What are they saying that he did? What exactly did he do? What happened? What circumstances went on that make it so that he was so bad? Oh gosh, where was the big crime? Nobody, they don't have it yet. That's part of the reason just the other day that the Speaker of the House said that he was going to do an impeachment inquiry on Joe Biden, which is ridiculous.
It's not an impeachment. It's an impeachment inquiry.
He came out the next day.
We don't have the information, so we got to get the information.
Go and look for it.
We got to look for the wait a minute.
You remember Benghazi, don't you?
Yeah, you remember Benghazi? Do you remember the Hunter Biden laptops?
Do you remember Whitewater?
Do you remember the Hillary emails?
Well, do you remember? Yeah. Do you remember Fast and Furious?
So that is their playbook. That is what they do. They make up allegations, then they start an investigation into the allegations.
The same way Trump tried to get Zelensky to start an investigation on Joe Biden about Hunter Biden at Burisma. All he wanted Zelensky to do was announce an investigation. That's what they do. Announce it.
And we'll take care of it.
He wanted the Justice Department, led by Barr, to announce an investigation about election fraud.
Yes.
This is the same thing they do every time.
He wanted all the secretaries of state to do the same thing. He told them, look, all you got to do is open the investigation.
And in fact, if you look at it, his efforts were successful plenty of times. In Georgia, they had 3 recounts because Trump kept pressuring them to do an investigation. That's a recount is a particular poignant and specific and credible investigation because it goes to the core of counting votes. So that's what he asked them to do, and that's what they ended up doing. Now, for the sugar on top, now we're going to get this thing done, y'all, because I can talk to y'all about this all night. Y'all my dogs, you know what I'm saying? That's how we do. But tonight, we're going to end it. We ain't even talked about, now y'all say, well, Jared was a daughter-in-law, and so a son-in-law. Well, Kendall, daughter-in-law, son-in-law, I don't know.
Yeah,
one or the other. He was one or the other or both.
Yeah.
But what about an actual blood daughter? Because Hunter is actually blood of Joe, the big guy. So let's talk about specific offspring. This was somebody else who was hired by you to work in your federal government. Her name is Ivanka Trump. She was hired by bloaters to get in there and advise him and make sure he know what's going on. This is the girl that Trump said when he was sitting next to her on a talk show, what do you guys have in common? He said sex. This was her he was talking about. Yeah. He was talking about his daughter, her. He said sex was the one.
Yeah, he said he wishes she wasn't his daughter because he'd probably marry her.
He said he'd probably date her.
Oh, he would just date her.
So what did she do? What happened with her? China granted her 18 trademarks in 2 months. Now, let's go down just a little bit. The fact of the matter is, oh yeah, it's back up a little bit. But the fact of the matter is, and I'm gonna just read these to y'all. All right. In October, China's trademark office granted provisional approval for 16 trademarks. This article was written in 2018 too. This is pretty much the theme year for us tonight. We keep going back to 2018 because this is when the Trump administration was thriving. This is where all of the stuff went down. So China granted a provisional approval for 16 trademarks to Ivanka Trump, bringing the total to 34. The number she was greenlighted ended just this year, according to the office's official database.
Right.
The new approvals, again, this is AP News, y'all. The new approvals cover Ivanka branded fashion gear, including sunglasses, handbags, shoes, jewelry, as well as beauty. Now, did Hunter Biden ever do any of this? Did Sasha Obama do it?
Yeah. I told y'all she sell pocketbooks.
And then it say, look, the approvals came 3 months after Ivanka Trump announced she was dissolving her namesake brand to focus on government work.
Wow. Within 3 months, all of a sudden, now she is...
She's getting Chinese patents.
Yeah. Freaking expedited straight through the system, while at the same time, Benedict Arnold is working on the freaking trade agreements.
And now your Republican officials, they finally got control. And what are they doing? They're sitting up here talking about Hunter Biden and investigating Hunter Biden, calling him in. Now they ain't calling these jokers in. They don't want to get to the bottom of that. Yeah. They was in charge, as a matter of fact. Most of these people were in charge while this was going on under Trump, and they didn't have a peep. But now they doing all this against Hunter Biden. They trying to do another Benghazi. Wake up, please, y'all. It ain't close. I keep telling you, it ain't close.
Not nearly close.
There's a big difference between criminality and I don't like these people, so I'm gonna get at their behinds and accuse them of doing election interference and what's that committee they got? The committee of government or intrusion or some crap. Yeah, all of that. Man, give me a break.
All right.
And one day we're gonna break down a couple of texts from our MAGA team. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And let y'all see how they do it. They come at us kind of crazy, so we're gonna break down a few texts for y'all later on. But anyway,
it's been a great night. Like, subscribe. We need subscribers bad. We got to have y'all because that's the way life goes. Be easy.
Peace. Love you. Have fun. Y'all take care.